Now, 2 days from today, Namibia will be commemorating the Day of the Namibian Child. This time around, it will be commemorated right here in Swakopmund. Now, the day observes that is the Namibian child and also just honoring what that means and how we are doing in honoring the Namibian child, highlighting the keyword Namibian child. For that conversation, we are now talking to the Deputy Director of Childcare and Protection in the Ministry of Gender Equality and Child Welfare, that is Rahimitha Kamwingona. Ms. Kamwingona, a very good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for making time to join us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
All right. What is the significance of the Day of the Namibian Child, and why is it so important to commemorate this day each and every year?
Yeah, the Day of the Namibian Child was established mainly to highlight and raise awareness on children's rights in Namibia. It's really just to put that spotlight that we have children in Namibia and they are important and they have certain rights that needs to be protected.
Yeah.
So it's basically just a day where we celebrate the Namibian child.
Yeah. When it comes to protecting the Namibian child, how are we doing in that regard as a country?
I think we are doing fairly well. If you look at things like, for example, the legislative framework that we have put in place as a country, for years we have been having the outdated law, that, like what we used to call the Children's Act. And as a ministry responsible for children, we managed to at least enact a new law that protects children, which is the Child Care and Protection Act.
Yeah.
And then if you look at other measures or that we have put in place as a country in terms of finances, because the theme of this year is focusing on planning and budgeting, we have done well. If you look at the allocation for ministries like education that are responsible for education, health, in fact, most of the ministries that are dealing with children's mandates, I would say that they are receiving a fair share of the budget allocation. So we are doing fairly well. Of course, we have, for example, the social grants that deals with the poverty of children and families. And I think it shows a commitment from government to address issues that are pertinent to children.
Yeah. Speaking of the theme, planning and budgeting for children's right, why is budgeting for children so crucial when it comes to national development?
I think I would like to start with highlighting the fact that children are the future. If we don't invest in them now, we will have a problem in the future. So it is very wise for a country to invest in things like education, as I indicated, and health, making sure that the child is healthy, making sure that the child is going to school, making sure that even as they are going to school, they have something to eat at home, but also just the overall well-being of the child. Then you will have a healthy citizen. Within, for example, within 20 years. So it is basically just to secure the future of the country. That is why we are highlighting that the fact that we need to focus on budgeting for children's rights, making sure that we invest in these citizens that are the next leaders of the country.
Yeah. But from your perspective, what would you say still remains a challenge when it comes to ensuring that every Namibian child basically enjoys their rights?
We still, of course, have challenges related to violence. Our children there's still relatively high level or rate of violence against children that are happening, whether it's in the home or in the schools or in the communities. So we still have a long way to go in terms of addressing those issues. We have upcoming issues like climate change, where we see children being deprived, for example, from food, or floods that affect their access to education or to health facilities, and also for things like emerging technologies, like they are a lot online, but how secure or safe are they when they are online? So there's a lot of issues that we still have to address as a country, but I believe that we are on the right track.
Yeah. But what would you say is some of the progress that has been made in Namibia when it comes to promoting the rights of children? Let's talk from 2010.
Okay, if I have to speak about progress made, of course, I highlighted the legislative framework,
Yes.
the environment that have been laid in terms of budgeting, allocations, but also if you look at child participation, we have, for example, the Children's Parliament, that where children have voices to raise their views and also participate.
Yes.
I would like to, if I am allowed, for example, Honorable Emma Theophilus is one key example of how child participation empowers a child from being a child to an adult who's very empowered and is able to express their views. So that is a very good example, and that is what we are trying to do in the ministry, but also with other partners. So such platforms create an opportunity for children to highlight or to thrive, let me say to thrive, and to be able to participate and contribute to their own development. So the Children's Parliament is, of course, one of the highlights that I can say is an achievement. Because it empowers young people to thrive. But also, if you look at the education sector, if we talk of the girl child, how they are performing, not only at secondary level, but also within the tertiary education. We are here today looking at these skills. Of course, you see a lot of young people also, or young girls and young people also thriving in that area. So I think those are the achievements that I can say the country has done and is also doing to make sure that we don't become complacent, but we continue developing our young people.
Yeah. On the 28th, we'll be commemorating the Day of the African Child,
The
taking place
Namibian
right
child?
here. The Namibian child, sorry, pardon me. Taking place right here in the coastal town of Swakopmund. Can you just talk to us as to who is invited for the celebrations, where they'll be taking place, and what time they'll be taking place?
Okay, the celebrations will of course be child-centered. So you will find, for example, the masters or the directors of ceremony will be the deputy mayor of Swakopmund, Dieko, who's going to lead the process, of course, with our acting executive director, deputy executive director, Mr. Bigeneko. And then we, of course, have the main speaker, our Honorable Deputy Minister Linda Wale, Deputy Minister of Gender Equality and Child Welfare. We also have UN representative, for example, the UNICEF country rep, Mr. Samuel Okran, and also the WHO representative as well. We also have children themselves participating within the program, leading the festivities. This is not a commemoration per se, but it's a celebration. And of course, because we are in Erongo, we will be hosted by the Honorable Governor of the Erongo region.
All right. So where is it taking place? So when is it taking place, and what time will it be starting?
It is taking place, in fact, the march, we are starting with the march, and that has commenced now at 8.
Yeah.
It's taking place at the Montesa Multipurpose Hall, and we are inviting everyone to participate, hoping that will be done by lunchtime.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. All the best with the commemoration of the Day of the Namibian Child.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.